Hi guys. So I just realized I was about to do a get ready with me video because I'm popping out with the kids. And then I just realized I haven't given you guys some sort of update video on how things are going with me post-op. I think I'm 8 weeks or 9 weeks post-op now. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I had my surgery on the 3rd of August. So I think I'm 8 weeks. What am I saying? Yeah, I'm 8 weeks post-op now, and I thought that I'm meant to, let you guys know how it's going, and I thought I'd done something like that, but I don't know how I missed it. So I'm doing it today. It's not so fancy today, as you can already see, but it's just, let's just get the message. Let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm gonna start from when I actually returned back to the UK. I returned back to the UK, I think it was 4 days after the surgery. It was an 8-day trip. It was a 7-day trip, sorry. And the first day was for tests and all of that. I arrived first of all, and then the next day was for tests, and then the third day, because I left the UK on the 1st, so the third day, which is August 3rd, I had my surgery, and then I stayed for 4 days, and then I left, I think August 8th, back into the UK. So after then, I was barely in the 1 week post-op, so I was still in a lot of pain. It's crazy. I couldn't have my bath because they told me that I couldn't, at least for a week. And then I can have my first shower, and then after which I have to try to do it like every couple of days, not every day. That was the first experience. So yeah, the area was really sore. I couldn't sleep on my side. I had to only sleep on my back. Of course, I couldn't sleep on my tummy as well. The doctor told me that I couldn't at least drive for the first 2 weeks. So I couldn't drive, and then if I could try to work from home instead of having to go to work, sit on a chair or by a desk or something for a while, it wouldn't be advisable for that area. And also he said to walk when I can, every 2 hours, try to take a couple of walks to just help with reducing the risk of blood clotting. So clotting, yeah, whatever. So yeah, that was my first week, and then my second week, it was beginning to get better. The pain was reducing, and I wasn't having much back pain. Yeah, that was one thing that really dealt with me since surgery. Back pain was an issue because, of course, I couldn't stand very straight. I was arcing out a little bit, so it was putting so much strain on the back. I was having a lot of back pain, and even after weeks I was still having a lot of back pain, but it reduced with time. They did give us some meds to manage the pain, but then after like 2 weeks or so, I was trying to stay off the meds, so trying to manage my pain myself. Yeah, and also I had to be taking a lot of vitamin D, and a lot of vitamins, ferrous for the blood, of course, because I had liposuction as well. There was a lot of blood that came out of that, so I needed to, replenish myself. So I was taking that, and of course I was taking antibiotics because I've just had surgery. So I think I was done with that in the first week. In the second week, I was still taking vitamins and pain meds, and also trying to use the scar cream and all of that. So I think I was feeling more close to myself in the third week, but I was still way swollen. So I'll show you guys. I'll explain that swollen part. So in the third week, I was feeling close to myself, but sometimes I was still in pain. I could be doing something, and then this back pain would just come from nowhere, and I'll have to stop, like grinding back pain. But anyway, then I'll just stop and wait, then wait it out, and then after a while I'll start doing what I'm doing. I used to be out of breath a lot. I want to do something, I can only stand for a while, and then I have to try to look for a way to sit. Or if I sit for a while, when I stand up, it's like my tummy was in a form while I was sitting. When I stand up, it's like it's trying to release itself from that form. it's a lot. I mean, but it was a learning curve for me. Then also, most importantly, I had to be on faja. Faja is like a body garment for people that have done surgery or liposuction. It just helps to get you in proper shape. Even if you've done the surgery, most of the time you're not literally brand new when you come out, but your body is in a reshapable mode. It's in a mode where you are allowed to mold it into what you want, which is where the faja comes in. After the surgery, your tummy and this area is more like a jelly-like. So when you wear the faja, it's kind of somewhat reshaping your body to how it's meant to be. So you're really not coming out like how you're supposed to be brand new or whatever. These are the stories they didn't tell us, which I initially thought as soon as I'm done with surgery, I'm brand new, I'm perfect. But no. So that's one thing I had to do. I had to wear my faja 23 hours a day. I wasn't allowed to come out of my faja, at least for the first 3 months at all. The only time I come out of my faja is when I need to have my bath or when I need to do a poop. And even when I need to do a poop, I don't take it out. I just open it underneath here, fold it up a bit and do my poop. And when I'm done, I'm hooking it back. So this place is not allowed to be, out there. It's supposed to be in reshape mode continuously. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, that must be very uncomfortable. It's nothing like what's the other one called? Waist trainer. It's nothing like that. I mean, waist trainer could be uncomfortable, especially when you're trying to fit in a really tiny one and you're pushing your skin and your tummy in. In this case, the tummy is not there anymore. Everything is tight and small. So the faja is basically just helping you keep that in shape while you're losing your body water, which is the swelling. So if you don't do that, the swelling will be finding a lot of space to stay and your shape is not going to be well defined eventually. So you have to wear that so the water or the body water that is from the swelling can find its way out, because of course you're really tight here, it cannot find its way anywhere, so it will find its way out in other ways and stuff like that. So yes, I had to be in my faja for the longest. It wasn't uncomfortable. In fact, I'm even more addicted to my faja. This is my faja here. I'm really addicted to my faja. When I take out my faja and I want to have my bath, it's like I'm naked. I don't know how to explain it. It's this naked feeling like I need to have my bath and hurry up and wear my faja. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's a psychological thing. I don't know. And I don't know how it's going to be when it's time for me to let go. I don't have to, but at that time, maybe in about 4 months or so, they say, or I think max 6 months, you can then wear it only when you sleep. And you can wear it during the day if you like or whatever. I'm not sure if I'm going to let go, because it just gives me the sense of I'm put together, sort of. So the faja doesn't give me the shape. My waist is really in now, thanks to the faja and the massages. I'll get to that. But it just literally I don't know. I feel put together. That's all I can say. It's just like people that wear, body garments, like you're wearing the full, like wearing girdle all the time. Like my mom can't wear dresses without girdle because she doesn't just feel herself. She feels like putting herself together. So that's the way faja is. It's not giving me the shape. It's just, it's a feeling. So, I mean, I'm doing a get ready with me video today and I won't be wearing my faja. So you would see that it's not the faja that gives me the shape. It's there now. So I'll show you guys that, I'm naked, especially because I'm wearing a bit of a crop top today. So yeah, I'll show you guys. So let's get to the massages. So the doctor said after 2 weeks, I had to start doing lymphatic massage. Because after the surgery, I wasn't well defined yet. I was having a lot of swellings, of course, maybe because of my weight or something, I don't know. I felt like the tummy wasn't there, like there was no folds or whatever, but I didn't have like a shape like this. It was like I was straight and there was still a little bit of bulge, and I was thinking, have I really done surgery? What is this? But little did I know that it was just a lot of swelling that I needed to deal with. So he said after 2 weeks, after the first week, I was already, trying to contact them to say, when do I start my massages? Because I just want to get it over and done with. The doctor said, well, you have to wait. You're still, sore and all of that, you have to wait. It's not a rush journey. You will get it eventually, so just hold. It's a long journey. I mean, it's a journey of 6 months to a year. You are still molding, so just take it one step at a time, you know. So yeah, after like 2 weeks post-op, I started booking my massages in the 3rd week, and the doctor said I had to have at least two massages in a week, and I needed to have 10 sessions minimum to feel like, you know, my lymphatic drainages are working properly. So he did explain, and I didn't really get the point. So he explained to me that after the surgery, it was like my lymphatic drainage system shut down, and it's everyone that it happens to. It's like a shock to the system. So you need the massages. There's a technique to it that they do to kind of wake the system back up, so they can take this liquid that I'm secreting, the swelling and all of that, and then get it out of the system. They have a way of draining this thing, so I need to wake it up, sort of, and all of that. I also did mention to him that after the surgery, I was having a bit of, like, this whole place was hard like rock. Everywhere was hard. Like when you wear the fahas, like not the front, the whole back was like hard. Like you had like different phases of hardness all over. And I was telling him, why does my body feel like this? Like it's not soft, it's nothing. And he was telling me it's because your lymphatic drainage system hasn't started working. So all this, you know, swelling and liquid or whatever is like stuck. So when you start your massages, they will start to ease off as you go. And I was like, okay. And that was one of the reasons why I was really desperate to start the massages. And you know, he told me, he said, you have to wait, it's not airtime because you're still sore, you know, to avoid matters that touch. So yeah, that was another thing. Let's get to the massages. Massages everywhere, you know, the prices are different because they're actually pricey. But in Manchester, I was able to get one between the lady that I got, she does home service, so I didn't have to go to the massage parlor to get it done. And also because I live in some sort of mountainy area, more like our little village, to get this kind of things, you probably have to go into the towns. And I didn't want to be making that journey all the time. So I was really delighted to find a lady that does home service in this area for lymphatic drainage. And she was charging 80 quid. I mean, that was even cheaper because in Manchester City, they were charging £100, £120 per session. And I was just like, I don't understand. Are these expenses not over? I will give you guys a breakdown at the end of this video of the total cost from beginning to the end, from costs of faha. That's another thing I need to talk to you about. I've been through a lot of fahas, not because I just want to change, but because as you go with your massages, they would start getting big because of course you're shrinking, so you need to start changing the sizes so you know it effectively continues doing the job. Okay, so the massages, they're not actually painful, but it's uncomfortable, and it's a full body massage because the lymphatic drainage system is like, it's not only in your tummy, it's everywhere literally. So they have to do everything, but there was a concentrated, they have to do everything, but they kind of concentrated on the tummy area. And she was thorough. At the beginning, she wasn't because I was still healing down there. But after my 4th week post-op, she realized that I was well healed and she started going thorough so that I could see my results a bit more, you get, like more, you know, visible. It wasn't uncomfortable. It wasn't painful, but it was uncomfortable. I mean, imagine somebody grinding your stomach. But I'll show you guys a video right now. that's just a typical day of me having my massage and her whatever in my tummy and all of that. And the other video was me having the full body massage, and the other one was the tummy one, action. That's what you have to deal with at least twice a week. Yeah. And you know, sometimes I even did her once a week, because I'm thinking, all this costs, I didn't think about it, you know, in the beginning, but hey ho, here we go. I have to do it, or else I need to get my system going so I can drain all of this out and stuff like that. So that's that. Now let's go and let me show you the fahas I have been through. Hold on, here we go. So I started from when I left Turkey, or the one I brought from Turkey that I was given from a hospital. I started from a 2XL. That's how swollen I was. A 2XL. I don't know if you guys can see that. Started from a 2XL. And after like the first 3 weeks, I mean, it took me 3 weeks for this to be big for me at the beginning, because you know, I was nursing pain, I wasn't doing a lot of walking, and I just literally started my massages, so it was really, but then from then on it was quick. So that was my 2XL. Imagine wearing a 2XL and it was tight. 2XL. Then I graduated to an XL. You see that? So that one, massive faha. Then I got to an L. This one. And I got to an L, so you guys can see. That's that one. Then I moved on to a medium. As you can see, the size is reducing. So I moved on to a medium. Yeah, I moved on to a medium. That's this one. Then now I'm in a small. I'm wearing a small now. This is it. Literally. And this thing is not even, so this is a small. This is a small. And then when this one starts feeling big, I'm beginning to even see that it's feeling big, because this is me pulling it. It's not even, I'm not supposed to be able to pull it like this. It's supposed to be that tight and snuggy, but I'm pulling it. This is the middle. Then I'll get the extra small, but I'm not ready for that yet. Let me bask in this, because even it's really, and this is the small I'm wearing. So I would obviously, you know, move on to an XS as it goes, to keep training my tummy and my waist and all of that. So that is the journey with the faha, and each faha costs between 35 to 40 pounds if you're buying from Amazon. And if you're buying from the, you know, Colombian websites, like, you know, those Colombian ladies, they're the ones that are very particular about their waist, so their fahas are really, really good. There's this website in America, it's a Colombian chic or something like that. Their fahas are like $100, you know, that's the cost. So imagine having to buy that every week, because after the first 3 weeks that it took me to move from the 2XL to XL, it was literally a week, maybe 10 days after then to move to a next one, then 10 days to move to a next one, and all of that. So it's a journey. You have to be spending this. Aside from spending that every week, then you have to spend for your massages as well every week, and then your bills are still there, and then you still have to buy clothes and all. It was a journey. So basically, I'll give you guys a breakdown soon so that you can have a holistic overview of what the total cost is from the beginning to the end. I didn't have this, you know, information, unfortunately for me. I'm just doing it as it goes. So I'm just doing it so that you guys, if you want to embark on this journey, you won't be doing it blindly. you would be well aware of the costs involved, and you won't be shocked eventually. So let's get into the costs. Talking about the cost for what I did, which was a liposuction and a tummy tuck, my package was £3,300, and that included the surgery, the hotel, and transfers from airport to hotel, or hotel to hospital, hospital to blood work or doctor's appointment, and the blood like that. So the only thing you have to do is to buy your ticket and have extra money for food, because the hotel only gave us free breakfast. So just have extra money for food, and that's really it. And maybe extra money for shopping, but then again, you're not gonna have time to go anywhere for shopping, because as soon as you have the surgery, you're like a vegetable. Well, God forbid, but yeah, you get what I mean. Except you go with someone, which you should. I cannot emphasize this enough. You must go with someone, because you won't be able to do. I was lucky because I had really nice people like close to me that could support me and help me. If I didn't have them, I don't know what I would have done, and like I explained in my previous videos, this lady was doing her own surgery and she came with her sister, and her sister was just really helpful towards me as well, and I'm grateful to her and them that they could support me. It's just, you cannot do it alone. You have to go with someone. So maybe that person could help you do some shopping or whatever and stuff. So that was what the package was all about. Let's move the package aside. So that's 3,300. Maybe like an extra, I don't know, maybe £500 for a ticket, because my ticket was about 400 and something pounds, and I was using Sun Express Airlines. I think it was £450, yeah. And feeding, maybe like for 8 days. Food was really cheap in Turkey. Food was really cheap. The hotel food was cheap. Every time I had lunch in a hotel, by the time they converted, it was probably like £5 or something. Well, anyway, so maybe like another £100 for feeding, maybe, because there's little you can even eat, really, to be honest. You just had a surgery, so anything you eat too much, you will start feeling like you just had a gastric bypass. By the time you eat a couple, you will be feeling sick already. It's like you want to throw up. You can't eat anymore. You start hyperventilating. That's the way it was. But then that would ease off after the first 3 days or so. So maybe like another £100 for feeding, and yeah, and then maybe another extra, maybe £200 with you. So it's not like you're empty-handed or anything like that, and stuff. So that was the total for that, for the trip, the journey, the surgery, and all of that. The total should be right here. I'll put the total on the screen. Now, after the surgery, you're back into the country. You have to start saving for your massages. So the massage, the doctor said to have at least 2 a week, and depending on the area you are, if you're in London, I think they run for about £120 averagely, approximately, I don't know. And then, tell you what, I'm probably gonna ask the other girl that her sister helped me. I'm probably gonna ask her, because she's in London. I'll ask her how much her massages are costing, so I can let you guys know. But yeah, probably averagely about £100, 2 every week. That's £200, and you have to do a minimum of 10 sessions. So that's for 5 weeks. So that's what, £1,000. Put that aside. Faha, you probably want to change. It's not probably, you will, you must change your faha, so your results will be a lot more effective. Let's just assume you want to buy the ones from Amazon, which I did. They would be, and it's not a waist trainer, just to clear the air again, so you don't buy the wrong thing. Most of this fahas is there in the description. Post-op faha, post-surgery, post-lipo faha. So get the right ones, because they have different fittings and they do different things. So you get that, the faha, each one, let's just budget about £40 for each, and you probably would have to change it maybe let's assume you start from XL, size XL. The hospital is going to give you the XL size for free. It's part of your package. Then you have to change to a large. So large, medium, small, and XS, extra small. So you're probably going to buy 4 more. So that's probably another £160 that you have to add. Then if you're a working mom, you have to have maybe extra money for maybe taking an Uber maybe to work or things like that, because bear in mind, you can't drive for at least the first 2 weeks. I couldn't drive for the first 3 weeks much because it's like crouching to drive for long, and I was still having this pains there. So I did do more than 2 weeks in my own case. So yeah, just have that extra money saved on it if you have to take Uber, or maybe if you have help to drive you to where you're going to work or whatever. So that is the cost in total. I think I'll put the total here as well, so you see everything in entirety that you have to put together and save. And then we'll also bump up extras for miscellaneous and stuff. You know, we don't want to be caught unaware. So yes, that's it. And then after your surgery, of course, you would want to start buying new clothes. Of course, you now have this new nice body. You want to start buying new clothes, most especially if it's bottoms. You probably go in a size down, because before you had a tummy, so you had to do a size up, but now you will be doing a size down because there's no tummy, there's slimmer waist and all of that. So you might have to start buying new clothes. So having a budget for that monthly would be nice as well. So I would just add that just in case, and you can have the, you know, overview. There's something I missed out. The doctor also also told me that I had to be on I think I put this in one of my videos anyway, that I had to be on a very good clean diet. Don't stay away from carbs because you're going to be extremely exhausted all the time. Do eat carbs, but try to eat more protein and, you know, portion your food. So what I'm doing is I do portion control, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to stop eating way early. I've studied myself. That has worked for me. In the past, I have done a intermittent fasting challenge, and it has worked for me such that I noticed that if I stop eating early, it really helps me and my tummy. I don't gain weight that way. Sometimes 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I'm done eating. By the time I wake up the next day, I feel really light. I go to the toilet very easily. So that works for me. I mean, study yourself and know which one works for you. Maybe you're the type that even if you eat late, your body still does the, you know, metabolism stuff. Mine does my metabolism is quite slow. So I have to stop eating quite early so he can do his own, you know, slow business. And then by the time I'm awake, I'm ready to get rid of the waste. So, you know, by all means, what works for you, I'm sure you already know by now. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick session. I got the question about the cost a lot, the breakdown, so I thought to quickly do one before I do my get ready with me video. So if there are any more questions about my journey and how it's going, please let me know. I would find out time to show you guys my incision if I feel cozy about it. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but yeah, I think I'll find time to show you how it's going down there and all of that. I will, fingers crossed, if I get a pass to do it. But yeah, thank you guys for joining again. Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye.